Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. First of all, a big shout out to Michael, who is touring Greece and having the time of his life. So I hope all of us get to enjoy the same way. That said, we are looking at the market conditions pre-market. I'm going to keep this video as short as possible. Let's get started after the disclaimer. Welcome back, friends. I think we are at a stage in the market where extreme caution is needed, and I'll explain why. First, let's look at the news. Some of the headlines today that appeal to me are how Boeing is getting into a very difficult situation. This worker strike is definitely going to impact it even more. And the other thing that I see is Oracle bumps up fiscal 2026 revenue forecast, lifting stocks 6%. There are some other news which are in the background which don't come up in the headlines. It is that I think uranium is going to pick up because many of these data centers need a lot of power, and some of the companies, like for example Oracle, are planning to have mini nuclear fusion reactors to generate the power for the data center. And of course Oracle has had a tie-up with AWS. So there's a whole lot of things happening in the background, and I'm going to trace it back when we do our analysis further in the TradingView platform. Now, if you look at the other items that you got here, it says Federal Reserve will opt for slow policy easing as there is still work to do on inflation. And I think the drop in energy prices is oil prices is probably a reflection of shifting emphasis into uranium. Then we have the huge fall in Trump media shares after the debate. It fell almost 15 to 16%, and it continues to fall. So that's another major event to look at. And interest payments on the national debt top 1 trillion as deficit swells. This is again another reason why the interest rate has to go down so that the deficits can be controlled a little bit. And as the interest rates go down, the gold price will go up, and we'll see that when we go into the TradingView platform. Next, it is time to look at the economic calendar. Today we'll get the Michigan consumer sentiment preliminary reading. Forecast was 67.4. and consensus was 68, and previous was 67.9. I'm expecting a higher reading today. I'm expecting the consumer sentiment to be reading higher than 67.9. I'll show you that in the TradingView platform. Next, let us look at Fed CME tool, which watches for the interest rates. You will see that we are looking at a bunch of rate cuts all the way from September 2024 to September 2025. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rate cuts coming in, assuming all of them to be 25 basis points. We are looking at close to around 2.25% of cuts. So that's going to influence how mortgage and the housing market go, and how we can look forward to the consumer demand and the consumer confidence growing up, because as the interest rates go down, consumers will have more money in their hand to spend on discretionaries. So we'll also look at XLY by XLP to see the consumer confidence as we go further ahead. Next, I want to get into the stock market heat map. As you will see, it was not a rotation. We have had money come into all the sectors. Almost all the sectors are showing green. Therefore, I think we are looking at a little bit of exuberance coming from the proposed rate cut, which is going to happen next week. We are just a few days away, a few working days away from the rate cut. I think that enthusiasm is seen here. We will see that Apple is still yet to pick up, and that's one place where I think there would be opportunities. Google is already picking up. It was laggard, and it is picking up now, but it has got the DOJ antitrust investigations on its back, and NVDA is also steadily picking up on an ongoing basis, so that is showing a lot of resurgence out here. We'll have to see if it can reach its all-time high again. That said, I want to go directly into the TradingView platform and start with the futures, where I can see that Nasdaq futures are showing very, very mild gain, so which is neither here nor there. Remember, today we have options expiry, and if you look at QQQ, it's up very mildly. Again, we have a resistance out here which has to be surmounted. The resistance is at 474.19, and right now we are at 473.62 pre-market. It's around 7:15 in the morning, and things can change between now and the market open, but this is a crucial test, and if we are able to clear this, I am not yet buying. I want to see the retest of the resistance at 474.19. So I want us to break out. I want to come back, test this, and then I would be ready to say that we are on our way to test 487.20. So I'm going to still hold on. I'm not buying anything today. If at all I buy anything, it could be NVDA, a little bit more of NVDA. That's my plan, or FNGU. So those are the two things that I might think about, but I would try my best not to buy anything. I'll try not to give in to my temptation, because theoretically we have to cross 474.9 and come back and test the support again and bounce back. That is when I would say that we can be sure that we are up for some gains, and the gains that we are looking for is between 474.19 and 487.20. so that's the range of profit that we could make for sure before things turn around. So that's what I'm thinking. Next, let's go on to AI, and Google is up 0.68%. It's high time it recovered because it has been dropping significantly, and especially the huge drop after the DOJ announcement. So that's one positive that I'm seeing here, but we still have resistance at 156.33 that has to be overcome, and that's a bunch of resistance. I'm just updating the chart before we go ahead, and let's see what happens next out here. Next is Tesla. Tesla is down 0.27. Tesla is on a bullish trend, but it has got to break through this resistance at 233.99. MACD is looking good, but momentum is a bit flat. I would have expected it to pick up much more. Apple is up plus 0.18%. So it's making a turn around here, and it seems that there could be a shoulder out here, but right now it looks like a consolidation. I wanted to break through this bear candle out here, the red candle that we have out here. I wanted to break through the top of it, which is at around 224.10 or something in that vicinity, and right now we are at 223.19. so there is still more gains to be made before we can say that we are looking at a potential reverse head and shoulder, which is a bullish sign. Then we have Meta, which is up 0.23%, and the chart is looking good from a momentum perspective, and MACD is trying to catch up. Amazon is down minus 0.18% pre-market. Momentum is looking pretty good. MACD is also good, so I don't know why it is slightly negative out here. We have a resistance at 189.18. I think today we are going to challenge that and see if we can break through it. And Microsoft is down 0.19%. Again, momentum and MACD both are looking good, and we have already broken through 425.25, which was a resistance, and it has become a support. So I think all systems go for Microsoft, and we also have a double bottom here. So I'm all the more puzzled why we have a situation where we have Microsoft negative in the pre-market, and I'm seeing a price target of 452.47 for Microsoft based purely on the technicals out here. If there is some fundamental news which is negative for Microsoft, I don't know that right now, but again, these are all my thoughts and not financial advice, so please do your own due diligence. And these three green candles show a bullish pattern which is called as three soldiers. So I'm thinking that Microsoft is going to do well, and if you recollect, I didn't sell all of my Microsoft. I had 1,200, I sold only 200, so I might even think buying back those 200. So those are the things that I'm contemplating. I'll let you know when I execute my trades. AMD is up 0.50%. It's also looking good in the chart right now. Palantir is up plus 0.34, and it's already at its all-time high. So we don't know what are the indicators out here, but if I look at the overbought status, that gives me a little bit of caution, but MACD is still bullish. And in the past on the RSI, we have been all the way up to 80.83. So all bets are off off on Palantir. FNGU is up plus 0.23, and we have AVGO, which is up plus 0.69%, and momentum is looking great. MACD is also trying to become bullish. Things are looking good for AVGO with a really good bullish pattern out here. And then if you look at Oracle, it has really jumped up in the morning as they have projected better revenue and sales. So $10.16 is the total gain, which is around 6.30%. Next, let us look at NVDA. NVDA is up plus 0.21%, and it's already into this bullish wedge out here. And we can look at NVDA trying to break through the resistance out here, and I think the resistance is at 121.05 for today. In the morning, we are already at 119.40, so we'll expect to probably stop at this resistance today and maybe resume tomorrow. Everything else is looking good. And then of course I would like to look at FNGD, which is negative, of course, and we have SMH, which is the indicator for the entire semiconductor sectors. It's a ETF which is very flat and just at average, so it is indecisive, and MACD is ready to cross over. But in the morning pre-market trade, it's up plus 0.47%. That's a very big positive in my books. So maybe for a change we will create the first higher high candle, and that will indicate that we are trying to move into a bullish channel, and that will be a welcome development out here. Next, let us look at Genomics. PSCB is up plus 0.56 pre-market. It still has resistance from the 100-day exponential moving average at 2.16, and then we have IMTX, which is up plus 6.5%. That's a huge smart jump, a big candle from yesterday. But today pre-market we have no trades. Momentum is looking extremely good. We'll have to see if there is any profit taking, because in these stocks there are a lot of people who are stuck and they want to just get out, so that could happen. Bluebird Bio is up plus 1.10 pre-market. DNA is down 1.91 pre-market. Prime is got no trade pre-market. Allogene is down plus 0.38% pre-market, but we still have a bull channel out here. Iowa is up plus 0.32% pre-market, and mRNA is down 4.35% pre-market. Beam is up plus 0.04% pre-market, and it has got a resistance out here at 25.10, and we have a double bottom out here which is forming, but we want to see the neckline before we can confirm that. There's a possibility it may happen. NTLA is up plus 0.63% pre-market, but chart is still weak. Editas is showing no trades pre-market. Altimmune is up plus 0.16% pre-market, still on a bull channel but very gradual. Caribou Biosciences has got no trade pre-market. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 0.70% pre-market. MACD is bullish, but momentum is still below average, so not much to talk about there. Bionano Genomics is up plus 1.34%, and we have ARCG, which is up plus 0.51% and still on a bull channel, but nothing great on the chart so far. Grail is up plus 1.73% pre-market, and it still has a resistance at 13.66, which it has not been able to break for the last 5 days. The chart is also looking weak. Illumina is up 1.09%, still on this bull channel at this point of time, and it has managed to break through the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average in the pre-market action, so I'm very hopeful, but chart is still looking weak. It has to improve. Verve has got no trades pre-market. So my friends, this brings me back to some indicators that I wanted to talk to you about. In the indicators, if you look at gold, you will see that gold jumped smartly and went up. So this is an indicator that the interest rates are going to drop and money is moving into other sectors. So that's a huge jump, and it's almost an all-time high for gold. So we have no resistance lines out here. We are discovering the market. MACD is looking bullish. bullish, and momentum is also up. So those who have invested in gold, they are in for a good time. Put call ratio is not giving any indication. It's kind of neutral. And if you look at VIX, the market is open and the VIX is down minus 0.82%, which kind of promises that we are going to be having a good session today. Now I have added uranium to the mix, and you will see that uranium has had a huge jump in the last 3 days, and the trend continues. So I think that if you look at the consumer price index and look at the components here, one of the reasons why the inflation is low is because the energy prices have dropped. The energy component of the index has dropped. Now, this could camouflage the increase in other items because the overall composite number is what is the CPI. So I'm thinking that we have something interesting going on in energy because if you look at the price of oil, you will see that the oil prices have been dropping, right? And at the same time, you are seeing that the energy prices are going down. This is mainly because I think there's a shift into uranium, and I'm seeing that here in the chart because uranium is starting to pick up. So there has been news that Oracle is planning 3 mini fusion reactors for powering the data centers, and I think other companies like Google and Microsoft will also do the same. I think I heard talks about Microsoft exploring the same. So if that kind of a thing happens, then right now the main method of creating energy is using oil, and that is going to change, and you'll have uranium into the mix in a bigger way, and that will have a multiplier effect because uranium is highly efficient fuel, and therefore we should expect energy prices to come down and the grid's capacity to go up. So that's my thought process. Again, I'm a retail investor, so please use your own due diligence. This is not financial advice, and the conclusion I draw is that the Fed will have to be extra careful when dealing with interest rate cuts. So the slow and steady approach of doing 25 basis point cuts, I think, is the right approach because underlying this whole thing is the weakness in the CPI coming through energy component rather than the others. The other components are still not as soft as they need to be, but at the same time we can take comfort that when energy prices are going down, that would lead to lower costs, and therefore inflation is going to be under control, and cheaper energy would mean that the new industrial revolution with AI is going to be progressing unhindered, and that means we are going to definitely have a soft landing. That's my conclusion. Friends, please let me know what you think about this by commenting, and I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Bye for now, and a happy weekend to you all.